The reason salespeople like you and I are paid so well is because accelerating top-line revenue growth for organizations is mission critical to success. You can have the best product or service in the world, but if you don't have a great go-to-market force in the form of salespeople like you and I making cold calls, knocking on doors, going and visiting clients, selling the product or service, then that organization is never going to define the category or turn into a world-class brand. The reason that this matters for you is because most likely you're a salesperson. I'm a software sales guy. I started as an SDR. I'm now an account executive. And in today's video, I'm going to break down and define what a sales process looks like at each role along that value chain, from business or sales development to account executive, the people actually closing the deals, closing the revenue, to the account managers or customer success managers, however you want to define them. This is day number 75 consecutive in a row producing a new sales video for your consumption. So if you can appreciate that level of grind, make sure to smash the like button below and subscribe to the channel because it really helps. Guys, the sales process or sales cycle is normal for any industry. I'm in software sales, so I'm in tech sales, and this is going to be pretty common for most organizations because all organizations have a sales force. That's the only way you can get your product to become a household name. Think of the sales forces of the world. They sell a CRM, customer relationship management software, but they have a world-class go-to-market force. That's why these organizations like the Palantirs of the world that you've heard of, they don't have the best go-to-market force, but they partner with companies like IBM that have thousands of sales reps so that they can expand their product and bring their product to the forefront of their customer conversations with those salespeople. You need a strong go-to-market force, and when you break down organizations, there's really two core functions. It's the people actually making the product, and it's the people selling the product. So for you in your own career, if you're trying to figure out what you want to do, think about, are you engineer, technical, or can you communicate and sell the product? Besides that, leadership's really important, but those are the two core functions of all organizations. In software sales in particular, to accelerate top-line revenue growth, most organizations are looking at ARR, annual recurring revenue, and that's how software sales works. You sell annual contracts. Some organizations sell monthly contracts or multi-year agreements, and it's on a recurring or subscription basis. The margins are incredible, and in order to gain customers, it can be very costly. That's why you need to have an effective go-to-market force. It all starts with business development or sales development, however you want to define it. I spent the first 2 years of my career in sales development, made over 38,000 cold calls. The purpose of that function is to generate pipeline, to go out into companies, to call them, to email them, to use LinkedIn, to do whatever you need to do to get meetings set up with those potential buyer personas that your product can help solve their problems. And then when you set up the meetings or demos, whatever it may be, you bring on the account executive. The account executive is the person who's actually working the sales cycle from start to finish. That's the role I'm in right now. Just for reference, my quota on a quarterly basis is $120,000 of net new business. Think about that, guys. That's $480,000 over the course of the year. That is new revenue that hopefully is recurring for the organization. We're going to break down what that means here in a moment. But just so you guys know the sales cycle, because I get this question a lot on LinkedIn. I love hearing from you guys on LinkedIn. I get so many daily messages, and I'm here to help you guys. So if you have any questions, reach out to me on LinkedIn or in the comments below. But a sales cycle looks like this. Initial meeting. So let's say an SDR or BDR sets up a meeting, or I make a call and set up a meeting for myself, or an inbound meeting comes in, whatever it may be. And first and foremost, you need to be a true hunter, guys. Cold calling never goes away. You can't rely on other people and other functions to bring you pipeline and start your sales cycles for you. You need to have the ability to be given 100 accounts, 100 companies, and go find the people you can sell to and set up meetings with them. If you don't have that skill, you're never gonna make it, guys, believe me. So the first meeting is an initial qualifying meeting. That's what we call it, an IQM, initial meeting. And that's usually a 30-minute conversation to learn more about the prospect and see what's important to them, what are their goals, what are they focused on, and then what is the problem they may be having. And really the way we look at that initial meeting is it's doing discovery. If you have a good meeting and there's a potential problem they have, if they have some involvement in that buying process, if they have some sort of timeline on trying to bring in a solution to fix that problem, then you would consider it an opportunity. And we're gonna put a pipeline value in that opportunity. So if the potential solution that we could sell them could be worth $20,000, That's $20,000 in pipeline. If that meeting advances, there's going to be two natural progressions. It either advances to further discovery, so we're going to continue the conversation to uncover the before scenario, the negative consequences of that problem, the future state, the positive outcomes they want to recognize, any specific technical requirements, timeline, budget, all that, guys. Or it goes straight to a demo. If you don't do good discovery, then you're never gonna win it in the demo. It's gonna be a waste of your time. You're gonna do the demo, you're gonna present pricing, and they're gonna say, wait, this costs $10,000, why am I buying this again? So if you don't have that business case defined, you're never gonna win the deal. So that's why effective discovery is so important. So you do discovery, that initial meeting, it could be one to a couple conversations of discovery. You wanna make sure to bring in all of the other potential stakeholders. The person you're speaking with, are they high enough on the totem pole to sign off and make an economic decision? Is it their boss who needs to come in and give the green light? Is it you need to get approval from the boss and then take it to the CFO? There's a lot of layers to this, guys, and there's typically anywhere from 3 to 7 decision makers at a company. So you really need to understand how to navigate yourself internally. But let's say you have a good meeting. Let's say you set up another meeting to talk about discovery. Let's say you feel good about it, you define the problem, and you know how to show them how your solution will help them solve that problem, and as a result, what it will mean for their business. You then do the demo, the demonstration, you show the technology. If it's a big enough deal, maybe you'll have some technical sales resources from your team to help you. If not, you'll have to run the demo by yourself, and that's a skill that you'll need to learn. Let's say you have an effective demo, it goes well, and then it will progress into perhaps you set up a customer reference call. Perhaps you bring in a partner that's going to help with their implementation. Perhaps you go straight into contract negotiation and you start negotiating the price, negotiating the terms, really starting to build that compelling event. Hey, you need to purchase by this date because of XYZ reason. You go through the contract negotiation. Eventually, hopefully, you'll get a verbal commitment. They'll say, Trent, I want to do business with you. Send me a contract. Let's do it. Once you guys get the verbal, that's a whole nother layer. You then have to get the signature. That's a whole nother process. Sometimes there needs to be IT reviews. Sometimes it needs to go through legal. Sometimes they need to take it to somebody else to then sign it. And guys, just because you get the verbal doesn't mean you have the signature. Once you have the signature on the contract, that is when they then become your customer. You process them, you do their implementation, and now they're a loyal customer of your business or brand. A big thing, guys, in software sales in particular is customer retention rate. This is something my organization helps other organizations solve, but also really cares deeply about. And in order to help with that retention rate, you have customer success or account managers that help manage that customer account. In my company's particular case, we only assign customer success managers with a certain spend threshold since we do have so many customers, but it's important to manage that relationship, nurture it, and make sure that customer has everything they need to be successful, because then when it comes time to renew, they will hopefully renew with your organization and continue to repeat that annual spend. That's roughly the sales cycle, the sales process for software sales in particular. Just know sales is really important. That's why I got in it. It's fulfilling in a way to help customers solve their problems, but you can get paid well, you can move up in organizations fast, and it's fun to control your own career, guys. I have a lot of friends in a lot of different fields, in particular finance. I have a lot of friends who went in that banking, different roles in that. And guys, we as salespeople make more than them. They have to deal with a lot more bureaucratic red lines, dealing with politics in the office, whereas sales, if you perform, your numbers will speak for yourself and you'll move up in the organization. You start to move up fast enough and then they'll say, hey, look, Sally, you're performing so well. We want you to lead a team of reps. We want you to help make them more successful, guys. And that's really the circle of success in sales. And it's fun for me, guys. It's a fun game, and it's a lot of work, and it's certainly not easy. There's a lot of setbacks, a lot of failure you'll face, a lot of rejection you'll encounter each and every day, guys. But that's all a part of the game. In sales, you have a lot of autonomy. So this is my office right here. I set my own hours. I do what I want during the day. I have nothing I have to do, only things I choose to do. And those activities need to map back to closing revenue, because that's ultimately the goal, quarter over quarter, year over year. And that's really all it is, guys, because the more revenue you bring in, it helps you, but your economic incentives are also aligned to the organizational goals of growing the top line revenue. And ultimately, that's going to grow the organization, going to hire more people, going to dominate the category, and then your business will turn into the next Salesforce, Google, whatever it may be. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you learned something new today, or you just enjoyed listening to me talk for the last 9-10 minutes, please smash that like button below. subscribe to the channel. The goal is 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. The only reason we're gonna get there is with your support and me continuously adding value to you each and every day, which will happen. Also, hit me up on LinkedIn. Love hearing from you guys. Always love getting those questions, and also in the comments, I'll always get back to you. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.